guys, Miss Charlie here with another project pan. We're going to go through what I use for September and what I am going to be using for the month of October. So you'll see my progress from September and what I'm going to be using in October. So we got a lot to go through. Let's go ahead and get started. My primer spray that I used was the Mario Badescu spray. This is where she was, and that's where she is now. This is the one with the chamomile and lavender, one of my favorite facial sprays. Use it before makeup and also to set my powder. And then if I have any shadows that need to be sprayed, shimmers, satins, duochromes, I will use this as well. For face primer, I use this niacinamide dew drops from Glow Recipe. This says you can use it as a primer. You can also use it with no makeup, and I used it as a primer and it did wonderful. My skin likes niacinamide. I like good skincare, so it really did help my skin and keep it, moisturized and whatnot. So this was my face primer. You can't see where it is because the bottle is frosted, but you only needed one pump to do your whole face, so this will be lasting me for a while. For lip treatments, I wanted to use up this sugar scrub from Be Pure, and I am getting down to it, so I might put this in my October as well to try to use that up. And then the One of One, this is a lip and cheek balm. This is a very thick balm. That's how far down that I've gotten. That's all you need. I didn't use it on my cheeks, I just used it on my lips. It was moisturizing, but this will last me forever, because again, it is a thick balm. You don't need much of it. And I got this at the Dollar Tree. So those were my lip treatments. For my eye serum or eye cream, I used this Dr. Botanicals Aloe Vera Superfood Eye Serum for dry skin. This moisturized under my eyes. I used it in my nighttime skincare and also before makeup, and you needed just a little bit of this and it would cover both eyes. So, and I like the dropper that it comes with, but you need like this much, and it'll cover both of your eyes because it's not really oily. It is a serum, and it does incorporate into the skin really nicely. It doesn't leave a grease, doesn't leave like a greasy feel or anything like that. So I really enjoyed this from Dr. Botanicals. For face moisturizers, I used the Pacifica Dreamy Youth Day and Night Cream. I cut it in half because I wanted to use it up, and it is almost there. So this will be, I might again put this in October's too, because I want to go ahead and use this up. And this one is almost used up as well. And this one is from Comfort Zone, and this is their Hydra Memory Cream Gel. Both of these were great, moisturizers under makeup, but I want to try to get these used up all the way. For powder, the Essence All About Matte. I've gone through quite a few of these, and I mix it with the KVD Lock It Foundation. This one is in Tan Deep, and we have just made that pan even bigger. Oops, trying to get this in here. So those were the powders. For my foundations, I have the Milani Screen Queen, and this is where she is right now. And then the e.l.f. Flawless Finish. This one is basically done. It's just got a little bit of like oil in here, so I have a backup. Got this from Dollar Tree. So this one is going to be in the trash, but these are the two foundations I used. For concealers, I used the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one is in Fawn, and mixed it with the Pretty Vulgar concealer in Middle Ground. This one is basically done. There's still a very tiny bit in there, but I've gotten just about everything out of here, and this is brand new, so these worked great together. Have no complaints, but this one is used up, and then this one will go back into my collection. For brows, again, my KVD eyeshadow concoction, use that. The Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel, this was okay, still got plenty left in there, so I used that. The Benefit Brow Styler, this one is in number 4. It has a liner here, which is very stiff, but it is a little waxy. It's waxy and it's stiff, so you do need to press a little bit to get the color to come out, but I just needed it to help line my my brows, which I don't need really dark, just enough to see the outline. And then my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow kit, and this one is in dark brown. The one I usually use is in ash brown. I didn't even know it came in another color, but this is the one that I've been using, and it also came with a little spoolie with a little brush on the end as well. So you'd have all that in there, plus your tweezers if you were traveling. So these were my brow products for September. For highlight, contour, bronzer, and blush. For highlight, I brought out this copacetic highlighter in Not Jelly Are You for a cool toned highlight. It's like a purpley blue. Very pretty. You can also use this as a topper for an eyeshadow or inner corner highlight. For another cool tone highlight, I brought out the Wet n Wild Mega Glow and Blossom Glow. This one is a little bit more pinky. For contour, let me wipe this off, it is a little dirty. I brought out the Ace Beauty Ultimate Sculpt Face Palette, which I really enjoyed. So I brought this back out again. And I use this for nose contour, and then I mix these two for face contour. Really enjoy these. They're very pigmented, you don't need much. And they, I put them on before I put my powder on. And then if I need to, I can go over it, over the powder with a little bit of powder contour. But sometimes you don't need it depending on how much you put on. But I brought this back out. For bronzer, I'm using, well, I did use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette. This one is in Caramel Toffee. I used this as my bronzer. I used to use this as contour, but I used it as bronzer. I cannot use the powder because it is a little too yellow because my skin is more neutral, but I am using that. So also brought in this Ciate Brazilian Glow Face Palette, got in a BoxyCharm. I used this for powder contour, this for highlight. I did not use the shadows, and then I did mix these two for blush, and these were very nice, enjoyed them. This is more of a really subtle peachy highlight, but it's very pretty. And then also the BH Bali palette, which is blush and highlight. These are very, very pigmented. You don't need much at all. And then these highlights are more warm toned. So I had plenty of warm tone and cool toned highlights. And then these, I kind of use this as a warm tone, but it does have a little bit of coolness in it. But I did mix them all three together. Sometimes I just mix these two, or these two to get the look that I wanted. But that is the Bali palette, highlight and blush palette from BH Cosmetics. So those were my highlight, contour, bronzer, blush, and highlight. For mascara, liners, and eye primer, I use the YC Collection primer. I like this. It is clear. and you only need a little bit, and it is nice and tacky. I also use this like if I needed to do a cut crease or a halo eye. This was also great for that as well, instead of using a glitter glue. Mascara, I pulled out my Lash Blast Volume from Maybelline. This is a favorite. The bristles are very, very short, but I really like the volume that it gives. And then I also brought out my Marc Jacobs little mini, which I'm going to be, this will be the last time I use it because I have used it so many times and it's time for her to be retired. But I will look into getting a full size of this because Marc Jacobs is coming back, but I think I can't still get this in a full size somewhere, so I'll look into it. The Milk Makeup Kush Lash Primer. I've used this a few times and I think I'm going to get rid of this because I'm not really using lash primers. I mean, it's for pencil liner, I brought out my Wet n Wild Color Icon pencil in Baby Got Black. I've used this for years. You can get this at the Dollar Tree. It's a very soft liner. I also use it as a lip liner if needed, but these are like really, really long pencils, so they last you a long time. So I brought that back out. This Ciate Fierce Flicks, where all the stuff is rubbed off on it, but I enjoyed this. This is a liquid liner. It's a felt tip. Worked really nice, and it did not dry out as I was trying to use it, which I hate with some liquid liners, where while you're trying to do what you need to do, it starts to dry out. This one did not. Another pencil liner I brought out was my Essence Extra Lasting, which is very creamy. Again, the Ione one from the Dollar Tree is like a dupe for that. So if you'd rather spend $1.25, use the one at the Dollar Tree. This one is probably about $2 or $3. And then the Revolution X Matrix liquid liner. I really like this. Got this from TJ Maxx. This is also a felt liner, and it does not dry out when you're trying to use it. You don't have to go in too many times to get what you need out. Really enjoyed that as well. So those were my mascara, liners, and eye primers for the month of September. Then lastly, my setting spray was the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. This one is in peach, and you see where she was and where she is. You don't need much of this. 2 or 3 sprays. This will last you all day, literally slay all day. And I need to get a backup of this. I think I'm gonna get the mint chocolate chip because I love that one, the lavender and the peach, but I think I want to get the mint chocolate chip. You can get sales on these sometimes, you can get 2 of them for one price, so check out Gerard Cosmetics, but this is one of my favorite setting sprays. Okay, so these are the products that I'm going to be using for the month of October. So we're going to go ahead and get into this basket now. So for my primers, my primer spray, I'm bringing back out my Spascriptions. I love this. I found this at TJ Maxx. This is like the 3rd one I've gone through. I haven't seen it at TJ Maxx in the last few months, but I might go online and just buy one. I think this was like $6 or $7.99, but I think the full, if you pay full price, it's like $15, which is fine. It's like a dupe for the MAC Fix Plus to prime your skin before makeup and then to lay down your powders after you put them on. I really like this, so I brought it back out again. And then for my face primer, I'm using the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer Moisturizer. I really like this. I've gone through a few small sample sizes, so I got the full size version. It's very moisturizing and it does prime the skin, so the makeup goes on nice and smooth. But those are my primers for October. For lips, I'm using this Amia lip scrub. I got this from TJ Maxx as well. This one is in macaroon. I like these scrubs. They have just enough grit to get off any dead skin. And this is from Mishka Beauty. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is a Lip Shine Sheer Lip Balm. So I'm going to try this out. and that's what it looks like, and that's where it is. So we'll see how far down it goes over the month of October. But those were my lip treatments. For eye cream, I am going to be using the e.l.f. hydration stick. I've had this for a long time. This is from the Dollar Tree. You don't need much of this. I just put a little bit under my eyes or in spots where I may be dry. So that's where she is. And it's really nice for this time of year because it's getting fall, the air is getting cooler, and the moisture is coming out of the air. It's taking it out of your skin. And then for my eye cream, I'm using the Dr. Brandt Triple Peptide Eye Cream. Still trying to use this up, but those were my eye treatments. For my moisturizer, I'm going to use this Give Beauty All Time Prime. I found this at TJ Maxx. It is a multi-use prep and smooth face oil. Comes in this nice heavy glass bottle. And it's a nice light oil, so it'll be nice for, again, this time of year. It does absorb really nicely, and it feels like a dry oil, so it's not really slippy and greasy or nothing like that. It feels really, really nice. So this will be good for this time of year as well for some extra hydration. But this will be my moisturizer. For foundation, I'm gonna bring out this La Mercerie Longwear foundation I got from the Dollar Tree. I used this before in a project pan, and it worked really nicely with the foundation that I paired it with. So I'm pairing it with the Almay Smart Shade Skin Tone Matching Makeup. This one is in Deep Like Me. This is supposed to help go. It goes to your shade. I'm trying to think of words. Words are hard today, sorry. So when you put it on, it looks gray, but it's supposed to conform to your skin tone. So you don't even see it anymore. But when I experimented and mixed these two together along with my LA Girl foundation mixing pigment, it was a perfect match. So this will be my these will be my foundations. For concealers, I purchased another of the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. This color is in Golden Caramel. I really enjoyed this one. I got it the last time, and it's been a while since I have had this one because I used it up and then I didn't repurchase, but I had some points from CVS, so I got $4 off. So I went ahead and got another one of these, and then I did get another Born This Way concealer in the 21 Days of Beauty because the one that I have in Golden is too light, so I do mix it with something a little darker. And this one is in Caramel, which is a little bit deeper than the Golden. So I'm going to mix these two together for my concealers. For brows, brought out my concoction of my KVD eyeshadows that I mixed together. Those will still be used. I brought out my Brow Gal convertible brow. I'm gonna have to get another one of these because I really like this, and I am almost done with this. And I do mix these sometimes, but I really enjoy this, so I'm gonna get a backup of this one. I want to try to use it up. The Wet n Wild Color Icon Brow Pencil. This one I believe is in, let me see if it'll tell me, Brunettes Do It Better. I haven't used this in so long, and I even forgot they made it. But again, I had some points from CVS, so I went ahead and grabbed one, and it comes with a spoolie. It's still in the plastic, haven't opened it yet, but this used to be my favorite brow pencil, so I got another one of those. And then I picked up the NYX The Brow Glue. I heard a lot of people talking about this, so when I purchased the Bad Girl Bang mascara in the 21 Days of Beauty, I went ahead and picked this up as well. And it's just a clear brow gel, so we'll see how this works. But these are my These are my brow products. For bronzer, contour, highlight, and blush, I have this Starry blush from Shop Miss A that my best friend got me. This one and a warmer toned one. This one is in, I think it's 04, it's right there. And it's a nice cool toned blush. These are very pigmented. Don't need much for that, but that's a pretty cool toned blush. For contour, not contour, for bronzer, brought out my Beauty Benefits pressed powder. I got this from the Dollar Tree a long time ago. They do not sell this anymore. I have this in a couple shades, a darker shade, and I got rid of the darker shade, but this one is like a perfect bronzer for me. It's nice and neutral toned, and I want to try to use it up because I really enjoy this, but unfortunately can't get this anymore. But I'm going to bring this back out. Brought out the Revolution Tammy palette, and this was a collab. This is in Paradise Glow. It came in this one and a lighter toned one, and this has a like champagne-y highlight, an orange blush, which is great for this time of year. This bronzer is too red, so I will mix these two together for contour, and this makes a good contour for me. Blend those together for a nice contour. This for a nice warm tone highlight, and then this blush, and that's really pretty. So I brought this back out again. Also brought out the Beauty Bakery Milk and Honey highlighter palette, and this has 4 different highlights from cool to warm. So they look like there. So I can go from cool to warm with this, and this is a nice palette too. So I went ahead and brought that out. So that's my highlight, contour, highlight, and blushes. For liners and mascara and eye primer, I brought out my Deli Plus, my favorite mascara right now. My friend sent this to me from Spain, and I will be having her send me a backup of this because I love this mascara. It makes your lashes look like they are false and so long with so much volume. And I love the brush because it is very unique. It has paddles on it. It's got some spikes, but it has little steps on it, which makes great volume. So I'm bringing this back out. I also brought out this El Maquillage that I got in a BoxyCharm, so we're going to try this one, see how she is. And that's what the wand looks like. Pretty basic. And for eyeliner pencil, I brought out the Ioni pencil, which is like a dupe for the Essence pencil. It's very creamy. This one is $1.25. The Essence one is like $2.99, but I really enjoy this, and I do have a backup of this, so I brought that out. Eye primer, the LA Colors eye primer in matte, Dollar Tree. It works just fine. I like it. And then for liquid liner, I have this one from Absolute, the Insanely Black Waterproof. I got this at TJ Maxx for a couple dollars, and this is pretty hefty. It's way heavy than the other one that I have, and this is a brush tip. So we're going to try that and see how she works. I like a brush tip. And then this one from Belle and Argent, the fine print liner. This one I tried in a previous Project Pan, and it dries out really quickly, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to give her another use. It wore fine and everything, but it does dry out quickly when you're trying to do a liner. So, and this one is a felt tip. So those are my liners, mascara, and eye primers for the month of October. And lastly, for my setting spray, I have the Fenty Beauty. This is the What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray, but I use it as a setting spray. This has a beautiful fine mist. I love this. It's really soft and it really keeps my makeup on, so I might end up getting... Here are the brushes that I'm going to be using for the month of September. These two I got in a BoxyCharm recently, and I did start using them, and I washed them before I did this video so they wouldn't be dirty, because I have already started using my stuff for September. It's the 4th today, but I didn't want to show them to you dirty. But these are the ones that I'm using. This one I'm going to be using for bronzer. Sorry, I got shea butter on my hand, so now the handle's going to be oily, but that's all right. And this one says for powder, so I'm using it for bronzer. This one, it says complexion, and these are from Beauty For Real. This one has a little bit of an angle to it, and I'm using this for blush because I like it. I like a dense brush, and this is pretty dense, and I like the little slant. This Wet n Wild one I'm going to be using for contour. I like this one for contour because it is also dense, but it's also a good shape for that. This little brush that came in a set from eBay, my tulip brush that I use for under eye setting powder, cat hair. This Royal & Langnickel Precise Angle brush that I use for nose contour. And then this BH Cosmetics V6 shader brush, but I'm going to use it for highlight. So those are the brushes that I'll be using for my Project Pan for September. Okay, so these are the brushes that I will be using for the month of October, because I do switch them out every month because I have a lot of brushes and I want to try to use them as much as I can. For my bronzer, I'm going to be using this BH large powder brush. I got this at TJ Maxx for like $2. It's a nice fluffy brush, so I'm going to use that for bronzer. For blush, I'm going to use this Opulent Beauty flathead brush. I like a nice flathead brush and a dense brush for blush, so I'm going to use this, and I got this in I think I got this in a BoxyCharm or a BoxyCharm drop box. For my, I like to have like a tulip brush for under my eye to powder under my eye if I need it, and I'm using this Sigma Spotlight Duster, and it's very, very flimsy and it's not so dense, so this would be great for powdering under the eyes. For highlighter, I have this Juvia's Place highlighter brush. This is the 01 brush. This came with the Fumi set that came out a little while ago, so I got this I think for free, so I'm going to use that for highlight. For contour, I'm going to use this Morphe G39. I got this when I used to get when I was in the Morphe brush subscription, where they would send you different brushes every month, and this one I'm going to use for contour because it is a little dense but also fluffy stipple brush, so I'm going to use that for contour. And then for like nose contour, I'm using this Luxie 207 medium angled brush. I'm going to use that for nose contour. So those are the brushes that I will be using for the month of October. Alright, so those were the items that I used during the month of September and my progress and what I'm going to be using for the month of October. Let me know if you do Project Pan. I love seeing Project Pan videos. I love to see people using things in their makeup collection, going through it, finding out whether you love it, whether you want to get rid of it, keep it, whatnot, repurchase it. I love seeing those, so if you do that, please tag me. I would love to watch your video. But I thank you all for hanging out with me, seeing my progress for the month of September and what's going to be used for the month of October. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, and we will see you in the next video.